And hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show. For tonight's podcast episode, I'm actually going to be reviewing an independent film that's actually part of the Hollywood Shorts Film Festival. Now, here's the thing: I love the setup for this movie. This movie looks fantastic visually. The visual effects look really great. This is only a 20-minute film, but the 20 minutes of this film tells a lot of detail about the character and stuff like that. That's some of the stuff that I really liked about this short films. And also, too, I just want to mention this, though, too. Even though it's 20 minutes, it's going to be 20 minutes of just breathtaking visual effects I've really enjoyed from this movie and stuff like that, too. Basically, you have this character. She winds up being out in outer space, and she doesn't have any way of actually contacting anybody in the outside world or anything like that. She's actually traveling in orbit around this black hole. And that's something that I really liked. It has this interstellar, but also kind of this Martian kind of vibe to it, which is something that I really liked about this film. Also, too, she's also an engineer. And then all of a sudden, she talks to this guy. His name is Hammer, and they talk back and forth. And dialogue between them is just fantastic. Between him and this character is really good, to be honest with you. And and also too, I want to actually point this out, though, too. Even though we don't see this character's face until like later on, where she actually asked him for a picture, and then all of a sudden he sends her a picture of himself, and that's when, of course, she winds up joking around with him and things like that, and then she goes, "Well, can I have a?" It's, next thing you know, she sends a picture of herself. And now she actually knows who Hammer is, and things like that. And also, too, while she's actually talking, she's tinkering around with stuff inside that shuttle. Also, too, this is, to me, is a perfect example of what to do whenever you're doing like a one-room scenario, because it actually feels like a one-room scenario type of movie. And what I mean by that is this. Basically, all you're seeing is just a spaceship, seeing her in the spaceship. She's floating around, like I said, in orbit. And then also, too, I also like this cut where basically you have this shot of her looking out the window, and then she's looking into the space, out of space and everything, and she sees the destruction of other spaceships and stuff like that. I thought that was perfectly well executed. Also, too, it gives you the sense of danger in this film as well, because she's traveling in this black hole. She doesn't know what she's going to do or anything like that. She's tinkering around with this one little object to where she's hoping this one object will be able to give her enough boost to where she can get out of that black hole or gets to somewhere that's actually part of safety. Also, too, another thing that I really liked about this is the fact that it gives me an emotional attachment to this character that we're only introduced to in this world for a few minutes. But the few minutes that you're actually introduced into this character, you want to see what happens next. And that's something that I really was enticed on, something that I was really drawn to be honest with you. And like I said, Kyra is actually a fantastic character whenever you look at her character. Then another thing that I want to mention that she does is, as she's talking to Hammer, you actually see this other scene where she's actually taking in an MRE. She's rationing off her food. Like I said, it has this, to be honest with you, it has this whole entire aspect of The Martian in a sense, but except for one thing. She's not planning stuff on a planet or anything like that. She's trying to figure out a way to be able to survive this. And it also takes in a course, I believe, of 10 days, of her being in that space, in outer space and everything. And even, like I said, with it being 20 minutes, it gives you a lot of detail. And then she goes down to the cockpit trying to figure things out down there. Then also, too, she talks to Hammer again. Hammer winds up talking to her. And this is what I'm talking about whenever I'm talking about the dialogue. The dialogue in itself is probably the best thing about this, because she doesn't have anyone else to talk to or anything like that. And all of a sudden she winds up hearing a voice over this projector, over this intercom in her computer. And it's Hammer. Hammer's talking to her, and she doesn't know who he is. She's not alone now. She doesn't feel alone because of the fact that she's talking to this other person that's actually alone as well. But now that they have each other, now they are learning each other from each other in the course of 10 days, you have that little bit of a draw where it's like, okay, where are these characters going to go? What's going to happen to these characters? Are these both of these characters going to survive or not? It gives you a chance to actually care about characters, even though you're only looking at from one perspective. You're looking at from Kyra's perspective, but from that perspective alone, it draws you in. And then, like I said before, with Hammer, he doesn't know what Jupiter is. He doesn't know about the other about any of the other planets or anything like that. And then she's like, "Wait, what do you mean you don't know the F word? What do you mean you don't know about vodka? Because she's drinking vodka." And she goes, "Well, this was originally supposed to be for cleaning, but if you were here, I would go ahead and give you some vodka." And he goes, "What's vodka?" So apparently they're in different timelines and different types of universes. And I like how they actually broke that down later on in the film. Like I said, this is a non-spoiler review. This is not something that I'm gonna be spoiling or anything like that for everybody else, because I want everyone else to be able to enjoy and have the same experience that I do. But it makes you understand who Kyra is as an engineer. And also too, you also are glued into this other character that you can't see, but you're like, how in the world does he not know what the F word is? How does he not know what vodka is? And then once he actually explains it, hey, look, I'm in a different timeline or time loop than you are. Then you're like, okay, so therefore he's in a different universe, and because he's in a different universe, a different parallel universe, maybe they don't have vodka. Maybe they don't have cuss words. Maybe where he's from and everything on his planet, they don't talk the way we do. So therefore, he does not understand what the F word actually is. So that was something that I really have to say that they did a really good job on, is leaving a little bit of a mystery and also speculation, because I feel like movies nowadays, you actually have to explain everything to everybody and stuff like that, and not let the movie stand on its own merit. And this is something that it does. It's a smart movie. It doesn't treat the audience like they're dumb or anything like that. It gives the viewer to actually speculate, use their imaginations, and care about these characters and the motivation of these characters. Also, too, then once you find out too that he's actually in a sandstorm and stuff like that in this other planet, and then Kyra goes on ahead and fixes the contraption that I was telling you about, and then puts it into the ship, and then all of a sudden it starts getting hot and stuff like that. So there might be a little bit too much power in that ship for it to actually handle. But then later on, she winds up figuring out a way to fix it and things like that. And the next thing you know, when she's talking to Hammer, she was like, and everything, because she's like, you know what, screw this, I want to be with you, I want to go ahead and be where you're at. And Hammer's telling her all the dangers that could go wrong if she's over in another dimension. But still, the fact that she knows about the danger and stuff like that in this film makes you care about that character even more. And then there's also a plot twist towards the end of this movie. To me, it's a plot twist, but I'm not going to get into that plot twist. All I'm going to say is your mind will be blown with the plot twist and the way that they actually tell it. But that alone, no pun intended, but this movie has perfect visual, perfect storytelling. This movie is, like I said, clocks in at 20 minutes long. It's a perfect short film. I believe that this movie is going to be on Amazon Prime, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to find out more whenever I interview everybody on Sunday, which I can't wait to actually interview everybody, because that's going to be Wednesday. That's just going to be so much fun to be able to talk to everybody, find out what how they came up with this idea and things like that. Jason Pitts, this movie's actually called Alone. I know that this is not the same movie that you did or anything like that, but this is a sci-fi movie called Alone, and it's part of the HollyShort Film Festival that I'm a part of. This movie is just beautifully well written, perfectly well balanced, and also too, the visual effects stand out really well. But yeah, keep an eye on that, Jason, whenever you get a chance and everything, and check it out. But Alone is definitely a movie that I would recommend somebody that's looking for a short film to watch, or something to where you might want to review it for yourselves. But once she gets into this other planet and everything, you get to see the climate, and also too the sandstorm that Hammer actually was a part of and things like that. and you realize, ooh, so Hammer was basically go pretty much, if you think about it, the way that this was shot is destined for him to maybe die and everything, but is he gonna be, but you also see this other little opening cave, so you're like, okay, so this is where Hammer's probably been talking to Kyra and everything all this time. So you're wondering, is he alive, is he not alive, what's going to happen whenever they meet up, because you are hoping that you have these two people that are alone, and maybe, just maybe, they might actually make it out of this thing alive and everything, to where she's an engineer, he studies maps, and also too, there's actually some puns and stuff like that when it's dealing with him with maps and stuff like that. I thought the humor actually works in this film. Like I mentioned before, this is a non-spoiler review, so if you're expecting spoilers in this movie, you're not going to get that here. All I'm going to say is, when this movie is actually released, check it out for yourselves. I think you're going to wind up loving this for what it is. I know this is a little bit of a shorter review than what I normally do, but still, I don't want to give away the ending. I don't want to give away the plot twist. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. I want everybody to watch this film for itself. Like I said, the characterization of the characters was the big thing for me. Also, too, the mystery behind who Hammer is was really good. Then also the puns that Hammer has. And also, too, like I said, maybe in his plan or whatever, he does not know what the F word is. He doesn't know what lock is. He doesn't, he's in a parallel universe, so therefore anything is actually possible. So, you know, like the mystery element, I thought that them explaining that she's actually an engineer was really good. There's nothing really negative I can say about this film other than the fact that I wish that it was out for the public to watch, but it's not. But I promise you, you guys will not be disappointed whenever it does get released, whenever that will be. But still, stay tuned for that. But anyways, like I was saying, this is actually part of the Hollywood Short Film Festival that's happening and everything all the way up until October 3rd, I believe. So go on ahead, check that out when you guys can. Also, too, do me a favor, give me a share, give me a like, give me a thumbs up. Let everybody know about Movie Lovers Unite. Also, too, click that little bell on the bottom right-hand corner and everything. That's just to get notifications and stuff like that of when I do other shows and things like that. And also, too, I want to mention this, too. I actually teamed up with Two Blur Girl Podcast, and we're actually donating money towards the people in Louisiana right now for Hurricane Ida. So if you guys want to, go ahead, drop about $5, $10 over there if you want. Buy yourself a Cincy. All the proceeds go over to the Red Cross. If you can't, that's totally understandable. We understand about that. And also, too, if you want to donate to our YouTube channel, all you have to do is just go to gofundme.com/movie lovers podcast. Donate $5 to $10 over there. But like I said, if you smash that share button, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, that's enough here at Movie Lovers Unite to actually help us out on. Then, of course, if you want to follow me on Facebook, all you have to do is just go to Movie Lovers TV Lovers Unite over there, underneath the same brand name on Pinterest and on Instagram as well. Of course, if you want to be on the show, if you're a sponsor or anything like that, all you have to do is just go on ahead, follow me on Twitter at Movie Lovers Unit. And of course, if you want to go on ahead and email me, just go on ahead and email me at movieloversunite@gmail.com. And then that's how you can be on the show. If you're a sponsor as well, if you want to reach out to me, that's how you can reach out to me. But also, too, reach out to me on TikTok at Movie Lovers Unit 0. And that's everywhere that you can reach me at. I hope that you guys enjoy this review. Like I said, it's only a 20-minute movie, but this movie has a lot of detail. This movie's excellent. I enjoyed it. Thank you, William, so much for allowing me to review this film. This was a big privilege for me to be able to review this. And I also want to thank everybody at the HollyShort Film Festival for allowing me to be a part of that as well. Always, until next time, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. I can't wait to do this again. And bye-bye.